What's up, guys? My name's Alex from Diablo 3 Strategies HD, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my Wizard Solo Inferno build. So currently in Inferno, Wizards and Demon Hunters are the most played classes and some of the best classes for Inferno, because ranged classes are a little bit overpowered right now compared to melee classes. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into my Inferno Solo build. So as my primary ability, I like to use Magic Missile with the Seeker Ruin. With Seeker, it makes it to where you track the nearest enemy, and also it increases your damage by 11%. Which with the tracking, if it's a fast-moving enemy, you will not miss them like you could with the regular Magic Missile. So Seeker's a really good ability, really good ruin to have for your Magic Missile, and it will help increase the effectiveness of Magic Missile, which is your primary ability. So you're gonna want to use Seeker. And now we're gonna move on to your secondary ability. As my secondary, I like to use Archon with Improved Archon. So what Archon does is it transforms you into the pure being of arcane energy, and it just replaces all your regular abilities with these Archon abilities, and your armor and resistances increase by 40%. And every enemy killed will again add on to your Archon time. So with Improved Archon, it increases the damage of all Archon abilities by 25%. So with that, you will be able to deal more damage with Archon, and also, since you're dealing more damage, you'll be able to kill more things, which will increase the time that Archon is out and effective. So Improved Archon with Archon is definitely the best ruin for Archon, and I like to have it as my secondary. That way I can use it whenever I need it, because it's a really effective ability. So now for this ability, I like to have my Hydra, and I always use Venom Hydra. Now the Venom Hydra, with that you summon a poison breathing Hydra that leaves a pool of acid that causes 18% weapon damage per second as poison. So 18% weapon damage per second. When you see that, you think that it deals less damage than the regular Hydra, because the regular Hydra deals 28% weapon damage. It's fire. But this deals 18% weapon damage per second, and the regular Hydra can only attack every so often. It doesn't deal damage every second like the Venom Hydra. So in the late game, you want the Venom Hydra. It's the best Hydra, and everyone uses the Hydra, and the Venom Hydra is the best ruin for it. So definitely want Venom Hydra. Now, next ability, you want to have some survivability. So when it comes to survivability, you want Teleport. That way you can teleport out of a sticky situation. If you're about to die, you can just teleport away and you'll be fine. The ruin I like to use when I use Teleport is Fracture. With Fracture, you summon 2 decoys for 8 seconds after teleporting. With the decoys, the enemies will go after the decoys and you'll be safe. So if you're about to die, if you just teleport out, you will be much safer than just with just teleport. You'll be a lot more likely to still get hit, because they'll be able to, if it's a range class, they'll still be able to deal damage from a range. But with Fracture, they're going to go right for the decoys and you'll be safe. So you want Fracture with Teleport, and that's a great ability. Really increases your survivability. So another great ability that I always use is Magic Weapon with Force Weapon. With Force Weapon, you increase the damage of Magic Weapon, and also gives a 2% chance to knock back any enemy's hit. So the knockback will keep them farther away from you, and also it gives you 15% extra damage, which 15% extra damage is a lot of extra damage to have, and it'll really increase your DPS. So Force Weapon, Magic Weapon with Force Weapon, great combo to have. So definitely gonna want that. And then as your last ability, obviously this is a no-brainer. You have to have Energy Armor with Force Armor. With Force Armor, what happens is it makes it to where while Energy Armor is active, incoming attacks that would deal more than 35% of your maximum life are reduced to deal 35% of your maximum life instead. So that way you can only die in a minimum of 3 hits. You'll never be able to die like a 1 hit or be 2 hit. You can only be 3 hit 3 times. That is the minimum of how much it'll take to die. So If you get hit by something really big that would one hit you in Inferno with Force Armor, it's only going to deal 35% of your life, which is a really effective ability, really saves you a lot of times, especially in Inferno, because you're going to get 1 to 2 hit regularly, but with Energy Armor up, with Force Armor, you will not die in 1 hit or 2 hits. Really effective ability, always want to have Force Armor on, and you always want to make sure you're keeping Force Armor up. So that was my last ability, and that right there is pretty much my build for Solo Inferno. As my passives, I use Glass Cannon, which increases all damage done by 15%, but decreases your armor and resistances. But you're really trying to avoid getting hit anyways, so 10% less armor is an okay trade-off because you're getting 15% increased damage. So you're going to be able to kill things faster, but you're not going to be hit. So Glass Cannon, really good passive. The other 2 passives I like to use are Temporal Flux. This makes it to whenever you deal arcane damage, enemies are slowed by 30% for 2 seconds. So that's pretty good because if enemies are coming at you, you can slow them down and then get away. That way you're not getting hurt, because getting hurt is just, you don't want to be hit. So with Temporal Flux, you'll be able to slow enemies down and get out of any kind of bad situation which could lead to death. So you want Temporal Flux, and then the last one I use is Critical Mass. Now Critical Mass has, makes it to where critical hits have a chance to reduce the cooldown of your spells by 1 second, which at first may sound bad to some people or it may sound great to others, but really what it's good for is if you have a nice crit hit chance and you have Critical Mass on, it's really going to increase how often you can use Teleport, and because Teleport has a 16-second cooldown. But with Teleport and Critical Mass, if you get a couple crits here and there and you're going to get the 1 second off, you'll be able to teleport much more often, which makes it to where you'll be able to not die much more often. So this right here is my Solo Inferno build for the Wizard. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Please subscribe and have a great day, guys. Peace out.